Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at BeatBlasters 3, which is a kind of side-scroller musical shooter slash platformer, which has a lot of labels, but it's a game by Chainsawesome Games, and I don't know how much it's going to cost. I'm recording this a few days before it comes out, but it should be on Steam available when this video goes live, so you can check out the Steam link in the description to see how much it is and see if you are wanting to purchase the game. So, with that being said, I am just going to jump right in with a new game here. So we've got Joey or Gina are our available characters. The only difference between the two is their ultra move, and I like Joey's ultra move better, so I am going to play with Joey. So this is kind of our intro story here. We are moving to the town of Acapella. And strangely enough, in Acapella, they don't like music. Seems a little ironic. Basically got the music version of the town in Footloose. And that will bring us to the start of our tutorial here. So, we meet Todd. Ow, it looks more painful every time. I can tell the butcher is still no softy. Let me show you some tricks so you can defend yourself and the weaker ones against his evil tricks. To eliminate enemy threats, you will need to use a Beat Blaster. Hold down the X button to activate your Beat Blaster and destroy this target. So, needless to say, I am using an Xbox 360 controller. I find that this game... nicely done. I find that this game and others like it work better with an Xbox controller. So, that is what I'm going to do here. Alright, next I'll show you how to use your shield. Your shield will mostly be used to protect friends from enemy projectiles. Hold down the Y button to activate your shield and protect Sluggy from falling rocks. Okay. Great, you're more skillful than I thought. The last of your musical powers are the speed boots. The speed boots can be used to move faster and jump higher. Hold down the B button to activate your speed boots and reach the top of this hill. Alright, so now we are going to get into the actual musical part of this. Awesome, up to now you've been using your powers as much as you wanted, but that's not how things work. When you use a power, it consumes musical energy. You need to charge the energy of each of these three powers to be able to use them again. First, enter the charge mode by holding the right bumper button. Oops, I accidentally skipped past that, but that's fine. So, once we're here, we just continually press sorry about that. Just had a little computer hiccup there. So we continually press each button to kind of charge up that power. So you can see now I've got all three filled. And then we get our ultra power, which we use by pressing the left bumper. And when we've got that, we can use all of our other powers infinitely. Start button does not do a power. Well, that's one powerful ultra power. Successful charging will fill up your ultra power bar. Once full, you will be able to use it. I've taught you all I could, now get out there and stop the butcher's reign. Alright, so we're just going to jump into our first level here. Dirty little flying pests, don't you dare steal our peanuts once more. You there, would you be kind enough to help with this invasion? So basically what I do is at the beginning of every level, I just go ahead and start doing this. I start charging up the meter right away, even though I don't need any charge. Just because the sooner you can get the meter full, the sooner that you can use your ultra power. Which, as you can imagine, is a huge advantage, because then I can just do this So there are a couple kinds of missions, and this is one. So they're the kinds of missions where we are basically fighting waves of enemies. And then there are going to be kinds of missions when our focus is more on fighting, or defending, I mean, than fighting. And we will see that in the next mission, and I'll probably only do like the first 2 or 3 missions here. So like I said, basically at every opportunity I just fill this up. And what I'm doing here is this, because then I can just use my ultra power here and stop everyone. And that is how that works. Thanks for helping out. These bandits just don't know when to stop. Seek out the huge flying cow in the forest. She might be able to help you get back to town. Alright, so, and then we get kind of a mobile game influenced scoring system out of 3 stars. And if we go into the next level, we can see that the stars allow us to get different BeatBlasters. And there are 96 stars, which leads me to believe that there should be about 32 levels. I don't know if maybe there's bonus levels in there, or maybe bosses or something that don't have stars for rewards, but if the trend of what I played in the first 4 or 5 levels continues, then there are going to be 32 levels with 3 stars each, which I think is alright. I think that's a pretty good amount. So what we're doing here is defending these eggs. So, kind of my overall thoughts on the game, and I mean, if you've watched anything else on my channel that you know, I tend to base things from mostly a kind of an art and music standpoint, and I think the art is really nice. Ah, darn. Wow, I couldn't get on the beat there. I don't know what is happening. So I lost an egg. Oh, right, and this is one where losing 1 egg means you just lose. So that's fine though. We will get our little game over screen and we will retry. No big deal. Yeah, so I think the art is really pretty. I like Joey and Gina each have this kind of animation there where they are kind of bopping their heads to the music, which I think looks really nice. Come on. Okay. Ooh, had another little computer hiccup there. Hopefully that doesn't look too bad in the video. For some reason, like, this game seems to be using like a ton of memory, which is weird because I definitely play lots of games that look that kind of require like more graphical power than this one, and I don't have any issues with those, but that is also probably something that is going to be fixed. I do feel though that it's kind of my duty as a reviewer to let you know that I have had a few issues with memory problems. Yeah, so to finish my thought, I like the music a lot, or I like the art a lot, sorry. The music is not really my kind of music, and that's fine, you know. It doesn't have to be your kind of music. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of wrap up my thoughts here rather than do another level, because I think you probably get it by this point. So, some things to mention. There is not custom soundtracks, at least not in the present form. I don't think there's a way to add custom soundtracks, so don't be surprised by that, I suppose. I don't know if it's a huge deal. I know a lot of people like to do custom soundtracks in their music-based games, and that's cool. This one does not have that. Kind of my overall thoughts on the game. I like the gameplay as far as like trying to balance and find a good balance between when you should power stuff up, when you should be defending, when you should be shooting and stuff like that. I just find the music portion of it to be, I guess, not the main focus, and it doesn't have to be, but I don't know, the music portion of it feels a little weird sometimes, but that's fine. Overall, I mean, I'm having a pretty good time with it. It's, you know, it's not like my favorite music game ever, but it, you know, it's a pretty good one. I think for me, most of the fun that comes in from it is trying to figure out how to balance the different elements of the gameplay, basically. And I think that's where it stands better as a game than as a music game. You know, I wouldn't necessarily even call this like a quote-unquote music game, because it's more of, almost more of like a strategy puzzle platformer kind of thing. Because as you saw in the levels, I was trying to balance when do I shoot stuff, when do I shield stuff, and when do I charge up for my ultra power. And I think that is kind of a much stronger aspect of the game than the music part of it. But those are basically my my overall thoughts. Who this is for is anyone who's looking for kind of a casual music experience, and I think that's cool, because while that may seem like, you know, to me the music parts feel a little inconsequential, that may be exactly what you're looking for. If maybe other music games are a little too hard in your opinion, then this would be perfect for you. So that is definitely kind of where I'm going to leave it at. So if you're looking for a casual music inspired platformer, I think this is a good one. You know, it's fun. I'm having a good time with it, and I think you will too. So as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything you'd like to comment about. Click the subscribe button so you can see more of my videos every single day. And if you like this game, or you like my Let's Look At series, then please consider clicking the like button, because that could help me out a lot, and I appreciate everything that you do to help. So with that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.